Have you ever wondered why some people make $100,000, $200,000, or $300,000 or even more with high-ticket dropshipping? And you're sitting there thinking to yourself, what am I doing wrong where I'm struggling even to hit $10,000 a month in revenue? Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today I'm going to go over the 3 keys to $10,000 a month profit with high-ticket e-commerce. Realistically, you only need to do $50,000, $75,000 if you have worse margins with this business model. And I've seen people get to $10,000 a month profit with just 2 orders or even less than $40,000 in revenue. It just depends on your margins. But let's just say, hypothetically, you need to hit $50,000 a month in your store to make $10,000 a month profit. I'm going to go over the 3 keys that you must master in order to see success and actually beat your competitors. Number one of the most important parts of a successful high-ticket e-commerce store is supplier. And most people go wrong by not having enough suppliers. Having suppliers that actually fit these criteria are very, very important. Suppliers that have MAP, which stands for the minimum advertised price is $3,000 for a sauna, then all the other people selling that same sauna cannot list that product for less than it. This creates healthy competition where people are not competing on the price. Number 2, you need that supplier to have good brand demand. So over 300 searches per month or more is ideal, but more than that is also even better. Number 3, you need that supplier to also have good margins. In the world of high-ticket e-commerce, margins is what determines how aggressive you can advertise a brand and invest into that brand. So having good margins makes or break your supplier. So work with suppliers that have at least 20 to 25% net margins after shipping, so that way you can aggressively advertise that brand and also scale it as you make more sales with that brand. Now, assuming that you have all those criteria met and you have those suppliers and you're still struggling to make sales, it is often because your product page and offer aren't as well built or optimized based on your competitors. For example, if you're selling a sauna brand where there's 10 people selling that same exact sauna, and assuming everyone is following MAP, we're going to compare the product pages in the offer. Well, on the product page, what do they have on their page that's better than you? Do they have an estimated time delivery? Do they have affirmed financing? Do they have their unique selling points laid out better? Do they have a free gift? Do they have free shipping? You need to analyze each one of your competitors' product pages and compare to yours and see in what areas are they doing a better job than you are, and actually take components from their site that you actually see that they're doing better than you at, implement that into your store. And if you just analyze 10 of your biggest competitors, each one of these product pages, and especially products that are getting the most amount of clicks but aren't converting for you, that alone will make or break your store. If you have the best offer and the best product page, you are definitely going to make sales, assuming that brand has MAP and has branded demand and your marketing set up correctly. Also, one way to actually visualize and think about it is with high-ticket e-commerce, you're selling the same product as someone else's. 10 people could be selling the same thing, but it's always 20% of the sellers making up 80% of the sales that most people don't understand. In life, in business, it's always 80-20. For example, in sales, 20% of the sales reps always make 80% of the sales in that company. Does that mean that things are stacked up against you? Yes, you need to be absolutely the best in your industry, the absolute best marketer, best salesperson, best everything in order to actually make up 80% of the sales in your industry. With that being said, you need to study their funnel ruthlessly. Do they have a better offer? What on their product pages do they have that adds value but you don't? Just think about that. And that way you have the supplier and product page optimized so you can actually make some sales. Now, the second key is marketing. The number one mistake that I see people with this business model make in terms of marketing is they're not keyword sculpting regularly. They get lazy and they just stop doing it completely. They're not spending on the high campaign at all, and they're not growing the brand. The high campaign, guys, is the campaign that is actually going to grow the brand in your business. It's not going to convert as well in the beginning. Invest into it, do more keyword sculpting, and get it to a point where it's actually converting for you. That's currently what I'm doing for all my high-ticket e-commerce stores, is investing into the high campaign, and long term it's going to pay off, because while everyone else is just focusing on the medium campaign and the low campaign where it's just branded traffic that are unaware of the brand, get them on my site and retarget them once they're ready to buy. Another mistake I see with the marketing side is they're just straight up not looking at the ads, or they're outsourcing it to an agency too quickly. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm the absolute best at Google Ads. I never said I was, but I can take a store to $300,000 a month or more following the Google Ads strategy that I put on YouTube. Okay, that's the exact strategy that I use. Now, scaling up beyond that, that's really not my expertise, and you can absolutely use an agency if it is reputable and they work with brands brands that are high ticket. The one thing that I want to say is that if you outsource to an agency too quickly and you're not at that mark where you use a fundamental campaign that can get you to $300,000 a month or more, then not only one, you're going to burn money by paying an agency, but number two, once the performance dips, you're going to start panicking. And that is what I've seen over and over again with agencies is yes, sometimes they can get you good results in the beginning, but they don't know your business that well. They don't know your margins. They don't work with high ticket dropshipping stores, which ultimately leads the store owner cut the agency and cut their losses. With that being said, the third key pillar to make $10,000 a month with high ticket e-commerce is going to be your sales system. You can have perfect marketing, perfect offer, no sales process. You're going to lose sales and you're going to get outbeat by your competitors. And what part of sales is very important? Number one, most people make the mistake that they have zero follow-up system. You need to always be following up with leads because just because they aren't ready to buy now, and that doesn't mean that they won't buy sometime in the future. My most extreme scenario is I followed up with a lead for over 3 months. That was when I was doing the sales myself and I closed the client and they were actually pretty happy that I actually followed up with them because, you know, with most people, they tend to forget. With follow-ups, they need to be systemized and timed in a certain way where you can also provide value to them and not just, hey, I'm just following up. No, you need to actually give value to them in some way. They actually see that you're trying to give them a good experience and not just trying to get their sale. The second sales mistake I see with most people with this business model is that they have zero CRM to systemize the leads. A CRM stands for customer relationship management software. Most people don't have some sort of way to organize these leads. And it's okay if you don't have one right now, if you're not doing more than $20,000 a month. But once you are scaling and once you're doing minimum $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 a month, then you need a CRM to organize all your leads, all your follow-ups, all your orders in one place. So that way, you know where each order is and where each lead is before they buy and after they buy. And the last mistake that I see most people make with sales is that they're still taking calls themselves. And yes, I made this same exact mistake before. I made all these mistakes before. That's why I'm sharing with you all these mistakes so you don't make it like I did many years ago. So with sales, you're still taking the calls yourself. And by all means, this is good to a certain extent, but past the $50,000 a month mark, you should be looking to hiring someone to replace you on the phone. And you need to find a good salesperson, ideally from the country that you are based, or in the US or somewhere overseas. And they need to have no accent. They need to have good English and where they can actually communicate effectively. Okay, that's the only way you're going to be able to scale your business forward and not be taking all the calls yourself. Because yes, taking calls can make you money and you should probably be able to close the most amount of deals that way, but you need to work on other components of your business like locking in more suppliers, doing more marketing, acquiring more traffic, investing in SEO, creating content. All these are very, very important pillars of your business, and you can't just be working on sales each day because you're not actually growing the business. Even though you are making sales, it's not moving the business forward. So with that being said, those are the 3 keys to make $10,000 or more in profit per month with this business model called high ticket e-commerce. Again, if you don't know what I'm even talking about, why are you watching? Check out the best business model video link down in the description below to learn more about how this business model works and how it changed my life and how it can change yours if you execute and actually go all in like I did when I first started this business model. So with that being said, I hope you guys took away value from this. Drop a comment if you have any questions. I'll do my best to answer each and every single one of them. And as always, take care.